Hello everyone, and welcome to Sleepy Moon Storytime. Today's story is called The Sleeping Beauty. So cozy up and enjoy the story. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a king and a queen. They had recently welcomed a baby girl to their family by the name of Briar Rose, and they were very excited to introduce her to the people of the kingdom. And what better way to introduce her to the people than to have a large celebration at the castle? On the day of the event, many people attended, including 12 fairy godmothers who came to bless the little princess. 12 fairy godmothers lined up to bless the little girl with health, wisdom, courage, wealth, and all the qualities and fortunes one could think of. The king and queen were beyond happy to see the people celebrate the princess's arrival and to see how blessed her life would be. But the celebration was cut short after the 11th fairy godmother made her wish. When the 13th fairy godmother arrived, was known for being revengeful. Since she was not invited to the party, she had come to bring a curse to the newborn princess. The king tried to stop her from doing so in vain, as she was set on fulfilling her mission. "I see everyone is enjoying the celebration without me," said the evil fairy godmother. "I won't stay long. I have come to give my gift to little Briar Rose, and I'll be out of sight right away," she continued. "Please be merciful to our daughter," pleaded the king and queen. But the evil godmother ignored them. "On the day of her 18th birthday, Briar Rose will prick her finger on a spindle, and she will fall dead," she said. And without speaking another word, she left the castle. Everyone was shocked and saddened to hear this. The one who broke the silence was the 12th godmother, who did not have a chance to bestow her gift upon little Briar Rose. "My king, I cannot undo the curse, but I can soften it. Instead of falling dead, the princess will fall into a deep sleep for 100 years, and the curse will be broken by true love's kiss," said the 12th godmother. The king and queen were not happy with the resolution, but it was better than losing their daughter. From that moment on, the king ordered that all the spindles be thrown into the fire. And so little Briar Rose had a happy childhood. She loved to explore and learn, and she was of great help to her parents. The king and queen thought that maybe the prophecy would not come true anymore, or that maybe the evil fairy godmother would change her mind. But on the day of her 18th birthday, Briar Rose found a rusty key in a cupboard. She tried all the doors of the castle to see what the key was for, but was not able to find out. As she walked towards the highest towers of the castle, she found a dusty old door, and when she tried the key, it worked. When she opened the door, she found a hidden nook, and inside there was an old spindle covered in spider webs. Briar Rose had never seen a spindle, so naturally she was extremely curious. She tried to make it work, but as she was figuring out how to do it, she pricked her finger. Her finger was bleeding, so she rushed to her bedroom to wrap it. But as soon as she sat down on her bed, she fell into a deep sleep. But it was not just her who fell asleep. Her father fell asleep on his throne, and so were his guards and the people who had come on official business. Her mother fell asleep as she was sewing a quilt, and all the castle staff fell asleep at their workstations. From that moment on, not even a wind breeze was heard within the castle walls. Around the castle, a hedge of thorns grew bigger and bigger each year until the castle could no longer be seen. But the legend of the Sleeping Beauty, Briar Rose, was alive. Many princes from faraway lands tried to enter the castle and awaken the Sleeping Beauty, but they were unsuccessful. The hedge of thorns was strong. 100 years later, another brave prince attempted to enter the castle. He had also been blessed by the fairy godmothers as a child, so as he approached the mighty thorns, they turned into rose bushes. the prince was able to move them to the side and enter the castle. When he stepped into the castle, he saw that even the flies on the wall were asleep. He went from room to room until he laid eyes upon Briar Rose, and she was just as beautiful as legend said she would be. Without a moment to spare, he kissed Briar Rose and she awoke immediately, and soon after her, everyone within the castle walls was awake. Soon after, the king and queen held the wedding of Briar Rose and the prince, and threw the largest party in the kingdom. Briar Rose and the prince were deeply in love, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sleepy Moon Storytime. If you want more stories, follow our podcast, and have a good night.